Well, it's a big week at Mammoth Mountain Ski Area. It's the U.S. Grand Prix of snowboarding and free skiing taking place. World-class athletes have descended upon the Eastern Sierra. Lots of money up for grabs, $400,000, according to a press release. Sierra Wave Media's Rob Gill was at Mammoth Mountain today and talked with the mountain's Sarah Sherman.
This past storm, we received 9 to 13 inches of new snow, surpassing our snow total for last year at 176, and we are at 188 right now. Snow is great out here, conditions are great, and we upped our base step to 80 to 125 inches. Right now, the entire mountain is in operation. We have 27 lifts open with access to 156 trails, and it's great out there right now. There's lots of fun snow to shred. This week we are hosting the U.S. Grand Prix of free skiing and snowboarding. It'll be starting tomorrow on the 21st, all the way until Sunday the 25th, and they'll be starting here basically all day. They have snowboarding and free skiing, so come check it out. These are some of the best competitors in the world. We have people from the U.S., we have international competitors, so it's a pretty big deal. Right now they are practicing, so you can see them practicing the slope style right here, and then over to the side is the half pipe. Yeah, you can check out everything at mammothmountain.com. There's a page for the U.S. Grand Prix, and yeah, you can come up here. There's a viewing area here at Main Lodge. You can get a great view of the slope style course, or even get over to the super pipe to watch that. We are so excited to be hosting this event. It's great to have them here, and we're happy. Come out here to Main Lodge and check out the U.S. Grand Prix of free skiing and snowboarding. We have some of the best athletes in the world here competing in a nationally televised event. So get out here. Competition starts tomorrow through Sunday.
All right, great fun and a national broadcast from Mammoth Mountain this weekend. Very cool. Not so cool, a troubling accident occurred Tuesday night with a 14-year-old Bishop boy being charged with felony DUI, among other felonies, with 5 other juvenile passengers also in the vehicle that rolled several times. Now, the press release from the California Highway Patrol states on January 19th at approximately 6:26 p.m., a 14-year-old juvenile was driving a 2003 Buick Rendezvous eastbound on Burr Road just west of Barlow Lane with 5 juvenile passengers, one of which was seated in the trunk of the vehicle. Press release continues that while the juvenile was driving and texting on his cellular phone, he failed to maneuver through a curve in the road. The vehicle left the roadway and collided with a large boulder, causing the vehicle to roll over several times. Now, that vehicle came to rest on its roof within the roadway of Burr Road. The driver and all of the passengers, according to the press release, left the collision scene without notifying law enforcement authorities. Now, approximately 1 hour after the collision, CHP was notified of several parties that had checked themselves into Northern Inyo Hospital. The driver was contacted by CHP at Northern Inyo Hospital, and during the course of a DUI investigation, the juvenile was placed under arrest for felony DUI. Now, we did get information from the CHP that it may not necessarily be alcohol, also for felony hit and run and felony child endangerment. And the press release concludes with this collision is under investigation by the CHP. Now, that collision report also states that along with the driver, there were 2 14-year-old boys, 2 14-year-old girls, and a 12-year-old girl in the vehicle. Press release states that the 12-year-old girl suffered major injuries. The driver suffered moderate injuries. One of the 14-year-old girls suffered moderate injuries and the other minor injuries. One of the 14-year-old boys had minor injuries, and the other 14-year-old male passenger had unknown injuries. Well, Deb Murphy filed a story from Tuesday's Inyo County Board of Supervisors meeting. Applicants seeking a piece of Inyo County's community project sponsorship grants $70,000 found out at Tuesday's Board of Supervisors meeting that you can't always get what you want, but if you try some time, you might find you get what you need, or at least you get some of what you need, since the 18 applicants requested a total of $139,133. Now, Museum Services Administrator John Klusmeyer explained the process of divvying up the cash. A panel of 4 volunteers evaluates the applications against point-based criteria and hashes out the best way to distribute the available funds. Now, the biggest point-getting criterion were community support and overall merit, both 15 pointers. Now, the biggest flap came from Board Chair Jeff Griffiths over funding for Bishop Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau, starting with the $10,000 request for the California High School Rodeo Finals, which received $4,000 in funding. Now, the bidding process that brought the finals to the Tri-County Fairgrounds includes incentives provided by the Chamber. Now, the Chamber's annual Blake Jones Trout Derby requested $10,000 and received $4,000. A reprint of the Chamber's Eastern Sierra Treasure Map brochure needed $10,000 but got $2,000, and its Eastern Sierra Night Sky location brochure needed $5,073, got $2,000. Chamber requests for its winter fishing contest and fishing season opener media reception were unfunded. Now, Klusmeyer said Bishop has new money, referring to the Tourism Business Improvement District approved in 2014, a 2% assessment on lodging expected to bring in $300,000 last year. There are ample resources for the Bishop Chamber, Klusmeyer said. Others are needier. Now, that didn't go over well with Griffiths. TBID funds are for tourist promotion, he said, not to fund ongoing activities. We need to look at the criteria. We're penalizing the Bishop Chamber for creating additional sustainable funding. That's discouraging. Klusmeyer responded, one of the criteria is that are other funds available. Some members of the panel don't like paying for staff time. The Bishop Chamber wasn't excluded, it just got less. Now, Klusmeyer's parting shot was the percentage of transient occupancy taxes brought in by Death Valley, whose 2 applications were both funded at roughly 66%, and Lone Pine, with 7 applications, funded at about 60%. Death Valley accounts for 66% of the county's TOT funds, Lone Pine 27%, for a combined total of $2,618,415. Bishop's TOT funds go to the city of Bishop. You can see more on that story by Deb Murphy on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll be back with more news.